Okay, I'm delighted to announce that Ashley Williams is going to be joining Stretford Paddock for next season, and he's coming as a sporting director. Ash, thanks for joining the club, I guess. Do you want to tell the people a little bit about what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, so I've been following you, and I'm your mate now, so I've been following you this season, and I feel like there's a role that I can play in helping out with the club, whether that's, my main thing that gets me excited is being on the pitch with the players and speaking to the players and trying to help them develop, building contacts with other football clubs, seeing if we can progress players through the pyramid maybe, or whatever it might be, and just trying to get as much of my experience over to you guys as possible, help you if I can, help the players, as I say. And as a club, I think that we've got exciting plans on where we're going, and me joining in with what you've already built, for so long, and with all your hard work, me joining in on that is a good move. I think for me, I'm excited, and hopefully we can keep building and go in the right direction. Yeah,
there's probably going to be some further announcements, hopefully in the next few weeks, about some of the additional developments that we've got. And I've asked a couple of our fans for some questions for you about this role. So I'm going to go to those questions. The first one comes from Notch, and he says, what's the main things that you're looking for in a player?
From Notch? Hi, Notch. I think first thing that I would be looking for is, over everything else, is he coachable? What does he want? Is he a player that wants to progress, or is he just there for whatever? Do you know what I mean? So, is he going in the same direction as we want to go as a club? Can we improve him? Is he receptive to being coached? And the ability situation, I think, we'll be looking at players with ability, but that's not the main thing. It's more, where can we get this player to in his career, and how can we get his best attributes to affect our team?
Brian Casey's got a couple here. He said it's been well documented about your football journey from non-league all the way through to the top of the ladder. What can you take from those experiences and bring to the role at Paddock?
Well, we've spoke about this a lot, and I know exactly what it's like going from the lower leagues to the Premier League. So I think that's one of the reasons that you wanted me to be involved, because we're dealing with players that were in a similar situation I was when I was like 17 years old.
So at 17, 16, you was released from an academy, West Brom.
West Brom went to Hensford Town, one league below the conference at that time, and I had to just keep grinding all the way up to the top. So I know what it takes, and it would be, I'll be telling the guys this, but it would just be a constant, every single session, every single game, just getting better and better, and really focusing in, kind of blocking everything else out, and trying to maximise your potential in your career, and then having no regrets. Because I can honestly sit here and say, well, I feel like I'm maxed out from where I was to where I ended up. And there's lads, at Stretford Paddock now, and hopefully new lads that we find that will be in the same position where they, for whatever reason, they're not fulfilling their potential, and it's probably our job to try and get that out of them.
It says, how different is non-league today from when you were playing at Hensford?
I think the quality is higher. I think it's more professional now. I think the clubs have ran better. So there's some differences, but I think the main thing's the same, because I also think the quality of all the other leagues is higher, if that makes sense. So everyone's got better, and everyone's run better than they used to be. So it's the same, but just with a lot more organisation and a lot more quality in and around the clubs and players themselves, and the way things are run. If I look at the way you deal with your team, that wouldn't have been happening 20 years ago when I played in non-league. That level of detail to the opponent, to your team, to preparing a game, to reflecting on a game. So everything's moved on a lot, which is good, for the game in this country. And we'll look to add on to that and take that up a level if we can.
And he says, given how far Paddock have come in a short space of time, how big do you think the club can be, and what sort of impact do you think it can have on the community in the area that we are in, Manchester? And
well, that's the big thing for us that I think that excites us is just you look at some other models that have done really well, and we feel like we can do similar, if not better. And who knows? You know, I don't think we should really put a time scale on it or a target on it. That's my personal opinion. It's just we want to bring the whole Stretford Paddock family together with some new additions and the community and the team, and get as far as we can get. And it's doable because it's been done. Teams have progressed through the league very quickly. It's not easy, and you know there'll be ups and downs in it. But I don't see why, if we've got the resources, you know, in place and the facilities, why we can't go and do something really good, and this be a special story that, you know, people resonate with.
For players that maybe look at where our current position in the pyramid is, and maybe feel a little bit reluctant to get in touch, what would you say to them?
I understand. I understand why that might be, but you've only got to look at some players that have dropped down to, say, you know, like a League One team to a National League team, i.e. Wrexham and Stockport, and it's worked out for them. They've ended up back there with a better reputation, enjoyed themselves, and being good for their career. So I think sometimes we're that focused on getting ahead, that we don't stop to go, okay, is this really working for me? Maybe I need to start enjoying it a little bit more, or maybe I need to match up my performance level with the level that I should be playing at to progress. So I can see why you'd be hesitant about that, but we have big plans. You know, we're looking for people that match our ambition. So, and it would be those types of players probably, you know, or players that are hungry and are not at the level that we'd be going after and trying to help to get to where they want to get.
All right, so any questions you've got, bang them in. We'll try our best to answer them. We're going to be looking to start trialling around about the last week of June. We're going to have 2 trial days where myself and Ash will hopefully be looking to select not just the first team squad, but the rest of the squads, and more on that very soon as well. But Ash, welcome to the club.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, everyone. See you in the next.